Russia was gradually withdrawing its military contingent from Belarus during August. Today, the presence of the Russian army in the republic is minimal. For example, there is almost no Russian aviation left on Belarusian territory, writes Belarusский Hayun.
11 Mi-8 and Mi-24 combat helicopters disappeared from the Machulichi airfield. The Belarusian military airfield Baranovichi was deserted. 9 Su-34 and Su-30SM fighters of the military space forces of the Russian Federation were withdrawn from there. As of September 1, there is only one military aircraft of the Russian Federation on Belarusian territory. The Su-25 attack aircraft, which is flown between two Belarusian airfields, Machulichi and Lida, from the publication by the Belarusian Hayun project.
There is also less Russian manpower in Belarus. Open-source intelligence analysts estimate that approximately 2,100 Russian troops are stationed in the country, the most powerful group in the radio engineering center in Baranovichi, as well as the 43rd communication center in Vileyka.
Well, the fact that they are now transferring troops to the southeast, closer to Ukraine, to Voronezh, and from there to other areas, indicates that they need these forces here and now. This is due to Russia's lack of resources to wage war against Ukraine.
The number of Russian Wagner mercenaries in Belarus is also declining. Thus, more than half of the group's field camp located near Osipovichi has already been dismantled, and the dismantling of tents continues. According to experts, this is due to the fact that militants are being re-recruited by the Ministry of Defense to participate in African military campaigns, as well as in the war against Ukraine.
They are ready to fly anywhere, to Africa, Asia, Latin America, protecting some economic interests of their masters there. But they are very in no hurry to return to Ukraine. It is clear that these runways are in no hurry to return to the Ukrainian fields, because they understand that the only thing that inevitably awaits them there is death or wounds, which are incompatible with further full life.
However, some things are still being imported from Russia to Belarusian territory. Thus, the transfer of UTR-21 Tochka has begun as part of agreements on the supply of nuclear weapons to Belarus. The specified missile system is capable of carrying a tactical nuclear warhead. However, Putin previously promised Lukashenka more powerful Iskander-M launchers, but the Belarusian dictator receives outdated weapons instead of them.
They want to save the Iskanders so that they can continue to brag about them. Of course, UTR-21 Tochka is a much older system, and it is clear that perhaps it is not a pity to use them. Although, as we see, there is also not enough ammunition for this Tochka in Russia, and the ammunition is not very accurate anyway, and accordingly their usage of these munitions is fraught with the fact that an emergency situation can occur precisely at the launch site, or there can happen concentration of these munitions.
According to military analysts, despite Russia's withdrawal of almost all its units from Belarusian territory, a threat to Ukraine still emanates from the north. After all, Belarus is actually an ally of the Russian Federation, and Lukashenko's armed forces, on orders from Moscow, can be used both for attacks on the territory of Ukraine and for provocations on the border. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Vasyl Panasiuk, UATV News.